You know exactly where I'm going to start this week. Crazy game on Sunday. How on earth did you start to review that one?
Honestly, it's not very often I'm left speechless and lost for words at the end of a game. But yeah, look, it was an incredible win for us. Quite extraordinary, if I'm being honest. To score 30 unanswered points in 12 minutes, regardless whether the opposition were down to 12 men or not, is just nothing short of incredible. So, I think it epitomises the character of the team, because we know we weren't anywhere near our best for large parts of that game, and that's what we're sort of reflected on and looked at to try and improve for this week. However, I had a look at some of those areas with the ball too that we needed to improve, and again our focus this week is again on us just making those small improvements to our game. Ultimately, the team again may be slightly different to what it was last week, so we'll see how that goes.
Positives to take though from that performance, like you say, maybe the cohesion that you got in the final 10-12 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and also the fact that we nilled the opposition in the second half. I thought Swinton enjoyed a large amount of share of possession and field position, certainly in that first half, and they were good for their 22-0 lead, no doubt about that. And then second half, again for us to not concede, I thought was a real positive for us. But then obviously to score 5 tries in 12 minutes as well was a huge positive for us. So, yeah.
On to Widnes this week. I guess the starting point is literally a better start than what you saw last weekend.
Yeah, I think it's been a theme for us, hasn't it, for a number of weeks around the start of our games, and it's an area we've been discussing and focusing on, and hopefully this week we'll get that right.
And Widnes going well this year.
They've had a really good start to the championship this year. I think Alan Coleman's doing a great job there with his squad, and they've had some impressive wins, impressive victories, and we'll certainly know we're going to be challenged on Sunday.
Team-wise, let's start off with the casualty list that you had on Sunday. Firstly, Will Dagger, absolutely flawed, bleeding chin.
Yep.
HIA protocols?
Yes. Yep. So he'll be missing for this week because of that. And we've also been missing a few others as well.
I think we saw, if you look back on the highlights, 1 or 2 limping and whatnot by the end of the game, so I'm guessing there's a few doubts.
Potentially.
It's out there. You can see AJ Tow's limping, and I think there was somebody else maybe grasped a knee at one point.
Yeah. We've got a few knocks potentially to contend with, but that's where we're at. We'll do our best to patch ourselves up and go again this week, but I can't confirm at this stage who potentially will or will not be available. But there's likely going to be some changes to that team from Sunday.
But some good news, Ata Hingano is available.
Yes, I was really pleased with that one last night. So obviously I sat with Ata through the tribunal process, and we were able to put a strong case forward to challenge the grading and challenge the charge. And and obviously the tribunal, the panel, and the chairperson felt that what the case we presented was the right one. So very, very pleased with that result.
Into details about it, obviously, if you don't want to. Is it unusual to get a charge like that overturned?
You could argue that, to a degree, I guess. Like I said, I've not experienced too many of that magnitude that I've had to face anyway. So, but either way, it was a great result for us, and I'm really pleased to have Ada available this week.
Is anybody back potentially available for this weekend?
Possibly, possibly. Obviously, Olyfield come through 80 minutes with Newcastle on the weekend, so that was a real positive. And didn't have any issues in that game that we were concerned about. So he's pulled through really good, so potentially is available and back in contention this week.
And is Liam Harris available, or is he still a few weeks away?
Possibly. Again, like I've said, it's a week-to-week thing with Liam. We'll assess him this week and see if he's ready to go. And if he is, great. If not, then he'll just have to be a little bit more patient. So yeah.
We spoke a few weeks ago about sort of what the atmosphere amongst the players was like after that defeat against Whitehaven. How has that changed maybe over the last few weeks with a couple of wins? Yeah, well, I thought, to be fair, after the Whitehaven loss, it was tough. The boys were very down, but credit to them, they got themselves back on the horse. Had a really good week going into Halifax, got a tremendous performance and result there, and then obviously have managed to do the unthinkable on Sunday away at Swinton. So it certainly helps raise the spirits and the morale. It just would be nice sooner rather than later to get some continuity within the team and get some cohesion with there, but we're probably not quite there yet. But look, I'm really excited about what the team will produce this week. They've got a really good opportunity here back at home in front of our fans to deliver a performance and hopefully earn a result. So we'll wait and see what happens Sunday. And it must be good, though, as coach, to see what you're seeing in patches, knowing that it is in there, despite the problems you might have at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. Like, there's no question from my end and for our end that we have the talent in this team. You know, we've got a lot of talented players, got some really good players. You know, we can argue that some potentially haven't performed as consistently well as they would like and we would like, but that's where we're at the moment. You know, and we have faced some adversity and a little bit of disruption and whatnot, but we're not using that as an excuse. But you know, it's a long season. You know, we've still got 17 games to go, and I think we'll hopefully now we're starting to turn a bit of a corner. You know, we're nowhere near our best, but we don't need to be near at our best at the moment. But we do need to, if anything, as a minimum, you know, show plenty of effort and the right attitude in our performances and get that right. And I'm sure we'll have that in abundance this week.
Declan Pele, their 2-week initial loan deal is up. What's the situation with them?
Davey's been recalled this week, so we won't have him available, and we're still more hopeful that Franklin's going to be with us.
Again, you're not going to give much away about your team, obviously, but I'm guessing that's a headache at fullback if both him and Will Dagger are missing, and obviously Miles Harrison isn't around either.
Potentially, yeah, potentially.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, how you doing?
Hey Harry, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks. Good. So yeah, you spoke about the last 12 minutes on Sunday. Obviously, an amazing comeback. But how are you going to make sure those final 12 minutes become, you know, the norm going forward?
Yeah, great question. I wish I'd have the total answer for you, but no, look, it's just about focusing on our process, getting that right, and if we can get that right at the start of a game, then it'll give us the opportunity to play the sort of brand of rugby league we want to play. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, that final 12 minutes was remarkable. It was incredible. And again, we need more of the same, obviously, you know, going forward at the start of the game against Widnes. Because I thought we showed a lot of composure, discipline and patience in those final 12 minutes, with and without the ball. And, you know, we need to see more of that, you know, on Sunday against Widnes and hopefully from the start.
Yeah, and is your sort of sense of shock among the camp, is that still being felt by the players about the comeback? Are they still buzzing? Oh,
they're buzzing, yeah. They came in with smiles on their faces last night, and rightly so. We've had back-to-back wins, you know, and it's that's great. You know, we obviously know probably our performance level on Sunday, on the whole, wasn't particularly where it needed to be for large parts of that game, but we found a way. And sometimes, you know, good teams just find a way to win. You know, they may not be at their best. It's hard to be at your best every week. That's a given. So, and we have faced a lot of disruption and the team being disjointed and that sort of cohesion and continuity that we all want. And we've yet to really have this season. So hopefully, you know, we muddle through what we've got this week. We deliver a performance we can be proud of, and then obviously after the back of the break, we'll come back, a few troops back, and can have a real good push in the second half of the season.
Yeah. So would you say for yourself it's all about focusing on the positives? You know, the last 12 minutes from Sunday.
Yeah, 100%. Focus on those positives that we have had in our recent performances, and we just need to do the little things better for longer periods of the game. That's the facts.
And you mentioned a bit of a headache at halfback. Have you got any plans for that?
Yeah, I've got some ideas around that, Harry. So we'll have a look at our options this week. And like I said, we've obviously only had the one session so far, and obviously assessed everybody's injuries off the back of the game. And yeah, and we'll have a look at that as a coaching team and work out what we feel is best for this Sunday.
Perfect. And have you got an update on Levi Edwards?
Levi, yeah, he's still returning off the back of that ACL injury. So, again, he's progressing okay. Aim is probably to be around that kind of mid-July time to be back, hopefully. So, fingers crossed, obviously everything continues to go as to plan, and that's the reality. Sometimes with rehab you get little bumps on the road, but at the moment he seems to be doing okay. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have him back sooner rather than later.
That's all from me, thanks.
Thanks, Harry.